Hey everybody, right, I gotta start the video for the YouTube audio. Hey everybody, Renegade 687, everything here, with some more Let's Stream Play Fate Stay Night blind-ish of the, no, full blind, I mean, ish, because of, anyways, what's up, how you doing, are you good, I'm good. So, Shinji called us, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters Afterlife. Not quite. Are you sick or something? As soon as I pick up, I hear Shinji's voice, mixed with hidden laughter. Dun dun dun. What's Shinji done? Oh yeah, that's right, because I was training under Rin, and Rin, yeah, I was training under Rin, and I was actually doing good, but I just started to do good, and I'm like, okay, come on, Shiro, follow through and actually finish your training, instead of going after Rin. He could have went after Rin, but I chose to finish my training. Will that have been a wrong move? Let's find out now. On this exciting episode of The Fate Staying. Tell me something. Yeah, there's something I wanted to tell you. But you never came to school. Ooh, I'm Shinji. I'm all ooh. I don't want to wait any longer and I can't stand it, so I contacted you. So, is Tosaka there? Actually, she's not. I was expecting this to be some kind of sketchy call where you're like, I've abducted Tosaka and I'm raping her, but if you are wondering where she is, then I guess that's not the case. Shinji's tone is strange. It's almost like he's a villain in the Holy Grail War. Oh! I can't tell much from just his voice, but he sounds like he's really excited or pressured. Usually those are kind of opposite, but yeah. I can hear students in the background, so he must still be at school. Students in the background? Are they all panicking? Is it the blood circle? Did he set it up? Is he the crazy craze? Then why would he tell us? To gloat? It's past 2. It must be break time right after the 5th period. I haven't been keeping track. I'm not sure how many days until that blood circle goes off, but I'm sure it's got to be kind of soon, right? It must be break time right after the 5th period. Okay, I'm asking you, Emiya. Is Tosaka there or not? She's not here right now. She's gone at the moment. Oh, that's great. I wanted to talk. Just between us. I'll tell you something good, so come to school now. Keep it a secret from Tosaka, of course. That's so sketchy. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? I mean, maybe with Saber, but like, definitely not on my own, for one thing. And for a second thing, clearly, what? So you want Tosaka to be out of the way because you don't want her getting in the way of your plan of doing something with me? This is way too sketchy. Your voice is too sketchy. All kinds of sketchy. Maybe if Saber comes with me, but otherwise I wouldn't trust this. Dash. So this is not related to Tosaka? She's doing something else weird? I assume this was related to Tosaka's weird, but I guess it's a different kind of weird. I don't know how to answer. Dun 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 dun. Shinji's acting strange. And anyway, we're already talking. Yeah, why would he wait? Why would he wait to tell me unless it's something he doesn't want to tell me? He wants to show me. Come, look at my blood circle that I created. If it was Blood Fort time, I would assume Shinji would want to lure Rin to the school. I don't think Rin would be affected because it won't affect it only affects weaklings, right? If I remember correctly. I don't know. Maybe Shinji wants to keep Rin out of the way if it was Blood School time. There's no need to go to school, and going there without telling Tosaka would mean betraying her. I mean, that's kind of a big word, but you're right that it would be dumb to go without telling her.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but I can't go to school. If you have some business with me, wait until next week. I'll go back to school after the weekend. Really? So you're just gonna take 1 week off and then that's it? And you think that's enough to train to get ready to fight servants? I mean, it's not, but okay. This is why he can't just do some temporary thing. He needs to, like, you know, do some fake serious illness or something. I don't know.
はあ何勝手なこと言ってんだよお前
What are you being so selfish for?
それじゃ遅いんだよ我慢できないって言ったじゃないか今
That's too late. I just told you I can't wait any longer. Oh no, you're gonna like sick Ryder on us or something? If it's actually Ryder. Although we have a bounded field, so we should hear something. Assumedly, if this thing even works. Boundary field, whatever. Bounded? Boundary? Whatever they called. I forget. Shinji screams at me. He must be excited as I can hear his heavy breathing even over the phone. Excited is one word for it.
少しは考えてるじゃないかそうだよねさすがに今さら一人でやってくるわけがないかどう見ても怪しいもんなこの電話エミヤでもやばいって感じたわけだ
Shiro may have accepted he's not going to do anything in servants at this point because of his talk with Archer, possibly. You're right, wise fool. I thought about that, but, like, you know, it just feels... That feels a little bit too much like... If he's accepted that, then why is he going to be working through the rest of the week? Why is he even bothering, almost? I don't know. I guess you're thinking a bit. You're right, it is weird for Shiro to think a bit. I don't know. I don't think he is thinking a bit, that's the thing. I think you are thinking he's thinking a bit, because you realize you're sketchy, and you are sketchy, but Shiro's not thinking a bit, he just doesn't want to betray Rin. I guess you're thinking a bit, you're right, there's no way you'd come by yourself now. This call sounds too strange no matter how you take it. I guess even you found it strange. He actually didn't. I mean, he found it a little strange, but I'm pretty sure it was just because he didn't want to betray Rin, which is nice and all, but, you know. Completely changing, he laughs.
ちょっと待て落ち着けお前変だぞシンジ
Hold on, calm
何があった
down.
か知らないが
You're acting weird. I don't know what happened, but acting weird, gosh.
嘘をつくなよエミヤ遠坂のことだお前に全部話したんだろいいよ隠さなくてそうだよねエミヤはセイバーのマスターだもの僕よりずっと一発な人殺しってわけだ
There's a lot to unpack in that sentence. Don't lie, Emiya. It's Tosaka. She would have told you everything. You don't have to hide. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Shinji is assuming Shiro has half a brain. He's only got 1/4. It's Tosaka. She would have told you everything. You don't have to hide it. You're right. You're Saber's master. That means you're a better murderer than I am. Okay, first of all, assuming Shiro is a better murderer than you are implies you're a murderer. So you're admitting to murder? Okay. I kind of assumed you were a sketchy sketch, but okay, I think that's proof that you're a sketchy sketch. Second of all, you're saying you think that I'm a better murderer because I'm Saber's master. I'm not sure why you think that. Is it because you're also going by the bias that Saber's the best, therefore the master would be doing the most murdering? I suppose. It's Tosaka. She would have told you everything. Well, she hasn't told me anything. Yeah, he was supposed to be a sexual creep, not a murder creep. Gosh, Shinji, be consistent. Saber's the strongest servant, except for Berserker, and well, right now her powers are waning, so probably except for... She would have told you everything. You don't have to hide it, as if there was something for her to tell me, and she didn't. So she went to do something fancy, and it is related sort of to this. This seems like it's a bit layered. Shinji sounds cheerful. So what, have you taken out another master or something? Which, I mean, who, or you just killed, or did you, like, train? Did you kill someone with your magic while practicing your magic, maybe? I'm not so sure. Yeah, Rin did talk to Shinji, but Rin said that Shinji wanted Rin to join him. I don't think necessarily Rin had to have been lying. I mean, I think, especially based on how she acted, when Shiro's like, well, maybe Shinji just likes you. I think Rin, you know, was being rather genuine in that moment. I don't think there was any lies there. Or, at the very least, there might have been not full truths, but I don't think it was a lie. Rin's too earnest, I think. She's too noble to lie, honestly. from what I've gathered. I mean, she might leave out full truths, but I don't really take her as a liar. At least to Shiro. Shinji sounds cheerful. I've known him for 5 years now, but I've never seen him this high. This high?
Shinji, お前。
Shinji, you. What did you do? What do you mean murdering? What, are you a murderer? Or what murdering did you do?
いいから学校で待ってるよ。急げよエミヤ。今からなら6次元目には間に合う。ちょうど藤村の授業だし、遅刻しても問題ないだろう。
Anyway, I'll be waiting at school. Hurry up, Emiya. You should make it in time for 6th period if you leave now. It's Fujimora's class, so there won't be a problem if you're late. Yep, a murderer, exactly. It's Fujimora's class. That's a funny joke because Fujimura is a bad teacher. What?
いや、いくら藤根でも遅刻したら怒るぞ。それに、6次元目だけ出るなんて、欠席するより文句を言われそうだな。
Gosh, Shiro, don't you even hear the sketchy music that's playing in the background? Break the fourth wall a little and sense the tone, man. Even Fujine'd get mad if I was late, and if I go there for only 6th period, I get the feeling I'd be scolded more than if I skipped the whole day. Sense the mood, man.
そんなのは自業自得じゃないか。ああ、それと遠坂にバラしたら本当に絶交するからだ。今まで桜のことは目をつむってやったんだ。最後ぐらいは
That's your own fault.
友人として義理を果たしてもいいだ。
Oh, and if you tell Tosaka, I'll really end our friendship. I mean, if you can even call it a friendship. Or do you, by end our friendship, do you mean you'll start actively trying to kill me in the Grail War? Because that's a little more something to keep in mind. But I let you go about Sakura until now. What, do you mean Sakura staying at my place as if you knew that? I thought the whole point was that you didn't know that. You can at least fulfill your duty as a friend in the end, right? Ah, friend. Friend's a very strong word. Friendship is magic. That's funny because they're Magoi. No, Magi, the Tower of Juwaga magic. The conversation ends there. Well, that was a pleasant conversation. The phone is repeating a boring beeping sound. Is it boring? You'd think it'd be more ominous given the context, if Shiro, you know, was able to half pay attention. Shinji may have been feigning ignorance about Sakura until now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm still so unsure about how much Shinji knows, because it's apparently, like, you know, he's a master, but, like, he doesn't have any magic, but he just studies the books, but he was forced into it, but, like, so I'm not really sure what his stance is yet. What's with him? He's definitely creepy to some extent, and seems like he's killed someone, but it's complicated for sure. What should I do? Do I get a choice? I haven't been able to find Tosaka in the house, and if I'm going to school, I can't take Saber. Yes, you have to! In this circumstance, if you're going to school, you're taking Saber! 100%! Shiro, I will not let you go to school without taking Saber! Still, I'm worried what Shinji will do if I refuse his invitation. Yeah, I would be too! Just take Saber, damn it! Don't be stupid! He seems distraught after being refused by Tosaka last night, and he might hit Sakura again if I leave him be. Yeah, just flat out says it. He might hit Sakura again. I think he'll do a lot worse than just hit Sakura, but I mean, jeez.
そうだな。まだ明るいし問題ないだろう。
Right, it's still light out, so there should be no problems. I'm sorry, what? You're not even giving me a choice? You're just gonna go to school without taking Saber? The worst possible option? That is the worst option of all options. I think based on his conversation, you probably should go, but bring Saber. Alternatively, just stay and don't go. But, like, the worst option is to go without bringing Saber. Ah! If that's decided, I should hurry. I'll make it for 6th period if I run. No, what are you doing, Shiro? What are you doing? Gosh. If you die, it's not my fault. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Still got the command spell. He shouldn't have to waste it under these circumstances. He still has all 3. He's so lucky that he still has all 3. He should, you know, make use of the fact that he has all 3, not squander the fact that he has all 3. There's no one at the school gates. Okay, here we go. Come on, Shiro. Come on. It's like the game knows he's stupid and they're just okay with it. The game's just okay with it. I mean, it's good that they know. It's better than if the game acted like Shiro was smart about everything. Because, like, Shinji's like, ah, Shiro, you clearly know, as if Shiro thinks. So, like, the game recognizes that Shiro's a stupid, but, like, and I guess that makes it better. But, like, I want to get choices. Because he's the character who gets choices, so I get the choices through him. So, like, Remember, Shiro is still under the assumption nothing can happen in daytime. That's a very stupid assumption. As it's class time, it looks from outside like the school is empty. Also, I wasn't aware it was daytime. I mean, 6th period. I guess it depends on the time of year. Looks from the outside like the school is empty. Maybe the blood school thing already happened and everybody's dead. There must not be any PE classes at the moment, as nobody's out in the yard either. Or everybody's dead. This will all change in a little while. School's over once 6th period ends. Yeah, we're gonna go la la la, act as if nothing's amiss, until everything goes to shit. The schoolyard and the gate should be filled with students. Doi. No? Nothing? I reached the 3rd floor. Have you seen any students yet? Are they all dead? The hallway is empty as well, because everyone's dead. I feel like if this was the case, though, Rin should have seen this coming, because she knew the deadline, unless the deadline was sped up without Rin knowing. Or the deadline was a fake all along, because the magic is even stronger than Rin thought it was. Class is in session. It feels a bit awkward walking to class like this. Class C like this. Well, it's not like I'm completely visible, so let's hurry to the classroom. Okay. Class C is down the hallway. Oh gosh. So here's the thing. Shinji said he murdered someone. And, like, this can be taken a couple ways. He could have just murdered a nobody, like, not a real person. But, like, what if he murdered a somebody? Because if he could have murdered a somebody. And if he murdered a somebody, like, what are the options? Ayako? Oh god, I hope not. Sakura? No. I don't see that happening. Taiga, based on his joking, I doubt it. Ayako, I think, would be a likely candidate, and I would hate it. Ryudo would seem off place, what with the stuff going at the temple still. Kuzuki has been such a non-character, but maybe, and he could be a what's the term? Posthumorous character? I forget the actual term, where you learn more about them after they're dead. If this is a bad end route, Shinji could have murdered someone important. That's true. That's always the thing about, multiple pathway games is that, it could be someone like Kuzuki is dead in this route, and, he doesn't do anything important in this route, but he does important things in other routes, possibly. He also could have, killed, let's say, one of the random, trio girls who doesn't actually show up in our voice menu. That's basically everybody. It wouldn't be Elias Veal. And then there's just others. Ryder at the bottom there. Class C is down the hallway. This class by the stairs is Class H, so I'll have to walk past 5 classes to get there. Is something weird going on? The dizziness hits me suddenly. Uh-oh. Areyada. It attacks my whole body with nausea. Uh-oh. Oh no. Somebody's bleeding. Or multiple people bleeding. Who's dead? How many? Who is the deadest person here? Gug! Shiro is the smartest potato. The problem is potatoes aren't very smart. My stomach crawls around. My senses are reversed. My vision is filled with crimson. Oh no. Here's the problem. I wish I could actually, react in unison a bit with Shiro, but, we already knew this was coming. Shinji was like, oh, you're a better murderer than I am. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And so Shiro's stupidity means it's hard to feel the same emotions that he's feeling, which I guess can still be handled well under certain circumstances, but, usually you want to be on some level in unison with the character that is especially having inner monologue. I don't know. My vision is filled with crimson. As if blood has seeped into my eyes, everything in my vision tints red. Like, I sort of predicted, to harken back a little bit to the first time I got a Taiga Dojo, when Ilias Veal killed us out of nowhere. When Shiro was walking back home, I sort of predicted Ilias Veal would kill him and that's how it would end, but I didn't really know. Like, it could have just been a happy end where he never joined the Grail War. So when he got killed all of a sudden, it was really crazy, and I was sort of on Shiro's wavelength of, no, oh my god, out of nowhere, ah! But this, though, like, you know, I saw it coming, just to give an example. It's maybe like you, the player, isn't Shiro. Yeah, I get it, Wise. You keep shoving that down my throat, and I get it. But sometimes, you know, sometimes it's good to be the player. Sometimes it's good to, even if you're not the player, even if Shiro is his own person, it's good to be on, you know, the player character's wavelength to some extent. Because, you know, they are the character you're seeing the world through to some extent. But anyways, everything in my vision tints red. Ugh-ga-ga! Ah! The temperature hasn't changed, but my body is strangely hot. Giggity, where's the hot ladies? Is Ryder the hot lady? Is Ryder here? Did she kill people? Or was it just Shinji? Did Shinji do it all himself? What is this? Maybe they did it as a pair. And Ryder told me that Shinji was a good egg. Remember that? We talked to Ryder for a bit, and Ryder's like, Shinji's not bad. He's actually, you know, because Ryder's a good person or whatever, right? She's chaotic good. Hold on. No, that's not the right menu. Status. Ryder's a good person. That means that Shinji should be good too, right? We'll see. My feet tremble. I can't put any power into my body. I'm weakening like an hourglass, unable to stop it. Uh-oh. Cug. I'm suffocating. My throat hurts. Okay, I'm suffocating. My throat hurts. Could it be that the oxygen has disappeared from the hallway? No, from the whole school. Oh, so the blood school thing happened. Okay. So what, that was Shinji? Did Shinji do it? Was that Shinji all along? Is it that simple? I didn't think he could have pulled that off, because he's not that good at magic, right? Unless Ryder's pretty good at magic. I thought she was Caster. Was he lying the whole time? Was I right? Was he lying the whole time that she's actually Caster? And the reason we haven't met the real Caster yet is because it's not Caster, it's actually Ryder? Because that would be great. As if urged by my gasping lungs, I lean against the wall and open the window unconsciously. Nandeska! My mind freezes. The scale of the situation erases even my confusion. Okay, guys, Wise, you know, like, everything about this game, right? I'm pretty sure this isn't the number of days Rin said it would be. I'm pretty sure she said an actual number of days that was longer than this, but I don't remember the exact number. If you remember how many days it was supposed to be from the beginning of the game for this to go off, go ahead and let me know in the chat, because I don't remember the exact number of days, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't supposed to happen yet, because if it was, you know, we would have acted on it, because I think Rin told Shiro about it, so the fact that it happened already, says to me that either Rin misunderstood it, or someone acted to speed up the process, and by someone, I guess that means the person who set it up in the first place, and assuming that it was the Ryder, assuming it was the Ryder-Shinji combo that set it up in the first place, then I guess that means I was right, that Lancer was just an observer and wasn't actually part of it. So maybe that means my theory that Lancer is the servant of Kuzuki is correct. It wasn't supposed to happen yet. I don't remember the exact number. Early FSN isn't my forte. Oh, this is still early. God. What was I saying? Right, I think Kuzuki, the teacher, the other teacher, I'm starting to think more and more based on the players at hand, assuming it's not someone we haven't met yet. I'm thinking Kuzuki is going to end up being Lancer's master. But, the scale of the situation erases even my confusion. Ah! Outside the window! Around the schoolyard is a field of red. Is everybody dead? This seems like a bad ending if I've ever seen one. Taiga was at school. Is she dead? Sakura should have theoretically been at school unless Shinji kept her away on purpose. Is the trio dead? How many people are dead? It's as if only this school is cut out, surrounded by a red world. In this world, where all is red. I'm not really sure what to make of this. It could be Rin fucked up, or it could be Shinji / Ryder sped up the timetable. I feel like it's one of those, which would again be Rin underestimating Shinji. At first, Rin's like, oh, it can't be Shinji, that family can't have a master, so it could once again be Rin underestimating in the first place, so Shinji being secretly pretty darn good. It's as if only this school is cut out surrounded by a red world. The school building is an altar covered by a red cacophony. Yeah, I'm sure you know why it's early. I don't, though. I'm a blind player. Gosh, Tom's Tom. And with that, finally, I understand that this is that kind of a thing. Or, you know, it could be that maybe they just never revealed the reason, and the fact that you know the reason spoils that they do reveal the reason. No, I'm sure they would reveal the reason for something like this. Leaving that unexplained would be super bad writing, but... I understand that this is that kind of thing. Dash. I move away from the window. Holding my wobbling legs firm with my will, I enter the classroom in front of me. So what? It just... I'm confused. Did he start feeling this as only just now? Or like... Because I was unsure. Was it something that could have potentially hit him as soon as... Was it like a waiting effect that didn't fully hit him until he entered the school? Or did it trigger the moment that he was this far into the school? I don't know if I fully understand yet, but they'll probably explain. Inside is the result. Oh no. Everybody's dead. This is my class? That's bad. Is Ryudo dead? There are no students sitting in their chairs. All the students are on the floor, and the teacher that was probably standing on the platform is lying on the ground as well. Which teacher? Is it Taiga? Because if Taiga's dead, that's going to lead me to believe this is maybe leading to the Taiga dojo. Because I don't think she'd die. At least, again though, there could be certain routes that just things bad happen based on the playthrough, but that'd be pretty grim. They're still breathing. They're not dead yet. Oh, shoot. Only mostly dead. Everyone's convulsing as if asking for help. This just happened. So I'm guessing Shinji just triggered this? This was almost certainly Shinji's doing. And he likely just triggered this. You can't kill the comedic relief character. You can, though, but if you do, that means everything has to be dark for the rest of the game. Thematically speaking. To be thematically appropriate. Okay, so if everybody's still convulsing and not dead yet, that says to me Shinji waited till I showed up and then triggered it. In other words, if that's true that Shinji waited till I showed up to trigger it and kill everyone, then that means he obviously doesn't like me, and this was his plan to, you know... Obviously, the reason he told me not to tell Rin was probably because he knew Rin would be smart enough to not be a stupid like Shiro. But Shiro is a stupid, and he did come, and he didn't tell Rin, and so now he's possibly going to get killed by the Blood Circle. He didn't even tell Saber. Saber didn't show up. This might just be a simple bad end. We'll see. I thought it was going to be a bad end when Berserker freaking carved me up, but that didn't kill me, apparently. So, it might not be over yet. We'll see. There are no fatalities yet. His temple plan didn't work, so he's like, fuck it, time to kill everyone. Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, because Shinji sent him to the temple to probably, you know, either kill or get killed by whoever was at the temple, was likely his plan. I even thought that. I thought that he was someone who was going to get others to kill each other. He seems like the cowardly type, exactly the kind of person that would set this school thing up. But yeah, that's possibly what happened. Maybe he was the one hiding in the bushes that tried to kill Shiro out of nowhere during the middle of Saber and Assassin's fight, which would make a lot of sense if Shinji's just been trying to kill Shiro this whole time. Maybe ever since... yeah, that could make sense. Ever since Shiro told off Shinji and said that they didn't want to work together, maybe Shinji's been wanting Shiro dead the whole time. And He legitimately wasn't good enough at magic to know that Saber wasn't with Shiro at the time, and because he's cowardly and thinks of Saber as the best, he was not willing to confront Shiro back when he was, Shiro told him off. But once he saw that Saber was busy with Assassin, Shinji thought that was his chance to kill Shiro. But he missed, and then Saber was all like, I'm gonna fuck you up! So that's possibly what happened, and now we're here. Possibly. There are no fatalities yet. It's just that they don't have the power to stand up, and they'll soon rot away. Seeing their miserable condition on the floor, Shiro, it's very in character for you to try to save as many of them as you can, and doing that will likely get you killed. You could save yourself probably at this point if you got the fuck out with a command spell or something, but that would almost certainly be out of character for you. Exactly, because that's the kind of thing you want to avoid. You want to avoid a repeat. I add them to the wreckage from long ago. Don't just add them to the wreckage yet. They're not dead yet. Try to at least save one of them. Pull a Kiritsugu. Save one of them. My nausea gets stronger. But I deal with it calmly. I observe the students on the floor. At least if we can save one of them, can I save Ayako? I choose Ayako. Even though it's hard to breathe, it doesn't mean they can't breathe. Yeah. If they're only weakened, I can still save them if I hurry. You're not going to be able to save all of them. Pick and choose your favorites, man. Or choose whoever's closest to the door. Whoever's quickest. If you choose the people closest to the door, you can maybe get 2 or 3 of them out. But, like, if you try to go for someone far away, you can probably only save the one. I mean, you're not even going to think like that at all. You're just going to try to save all of them and stupidly get killed. But hey. I see no way out of this for Shiro unless someone saves him. And the instant I check the face of a student nearby, a sound goes click inside my head. Who is it? Who is it? Someone you know. It's gotta be. Who, though? The skin. The skin? Is it the skin? That tells me what? Black skin? Like one of the 3-girl trio who had the black skin? Is it her? It's stiff like wax. Oh, never mind. Not everyone, though. There must be individual differences, as the most weakened students are completely bloodless and are starting to stiffen at the joints of the fingers. There's individual differences. Okay, so save the ones who aren't the most weakened. Save the one who are furthest away from actually fully dying. You know, if we're going to get logical about it, but Shiro doesn't get logical in these situations, and I get it, but... Glazed over. The more you stand there stunned thinking about it, the less time you're going to have to save anybody. Arms like waxwork and lightened eyes, lightless eyes. I know this. I know a scene like this. Yeah, you were part of one of the dying back then. Stop! That sounded like you weren't out of breath at all. It seemed like your oxygen was, good old PTSD. Back in my day, we were killed by fire, not by some, fancy blood school crest. This is just hell. I know it from a long time ago. So stop! Seems like he's not out of breath, even though the narration said he was kind of out of breath, so I'll stop talking like that. And so, eclipsing fear, anger overtakes my body. Ellipses! Exclamation mark. My left arm throbs. Oh no, is this your command spell reacting? The command spell in my hand tells me an enemy is nearby. Okay. I think the enemy is, oxygen deprivation, but okay. I run, still breathing hard. So you are breathing hard. Voice actor, do a better job. Or director, do a better job at directing. I tell you from the future. And in another language. I hope you can speak English. My mind has already gone insane.
Yo, Emiya. 思ったより元気そうで何よりだ。
How are you avoiding this? Did you just trigger it so that it doesn't affect you personally, or what's the deal? I mean, I assume something like that is possible, but I thought he might have just stayed out the whole time. I guess he is a gloater, but he's also a coward. A cowardly gloater. It's kind of a bad combination. Leads room to potentially, get forked over, hoisted by your own Picard. Hey, Emiya! Yo, Emiya! Thank God you look better than I thought.
どう気に入ったかいこの思考は
How is it? Do you like this idea? Which idea? Across the hallway. Oh my gosh, the guy who seems super sleazebaggy this whole game is actually a sleazebag? I never would have thought, coming from my best friend. Mato Shinji is standing right in front of Class C. Only gloating when he thinks his enemy is already dead in his feet. Yeah, but that's exactly what can get you hoisted. Because he wants to gloat, but to gloat you need a living enemy to gloat in front of. And if you let them live, then they could fuck you up. So, yeah, that's, the gloating cowards is always a paradoxical thing that will likely lead to hoist by their own Picard, but Mato Shinji is standing right in front of Class C. My arms throb. Uh-oh! The command spell tells me that the man standing there is the cause of this. I mean, I could have told you that. It's not that complicated, Shiro, but okay.
これはお前の仕業か、シンジ。
This is your doing, Shinji! Unable to breathe properly, I stand there and glare at Shinji's distant figure. Yeah, seriously. Voice director, direct better. This voicing does not match the narration. He must really like how I'm acting. If I remember correctly, the original Fates Tonight does not have voicing, and that's new for the Real to Noah version based on the anime's actors, if I'm right, which I guess this is one of those cases where they didn't do the best job at translating with the narration versus the voicing. You must really like how I'm acting. Shinji spreads his arms exaggeratedly and laughs aloud in the red hallway.
そうだとも
Ooh, a book.
お前がやってきたのが分かったんでねすぐに結界を発動させたんだタイミングには苦労したんだぜ何しろあんまり早すぎると逃げられるし遅すぎると顔を合わせるからさ
I do think Shinji's voice actor is doing a decent job, but he's not supposed to be affected. I think Shiro's the one who's being improperly directed. I don't think it's his fault. He's not even really trying to sound exhausted. Real Tenua was before the anime? Oh, well, it's the same cast if I understand right. That's right. I knew you were here, so I quickly activated the boundary field. Uh-huh. I had trouble getting the right timing, you know. You'd have run away if I did it too early, and we'd have met up if I did it too late. Uh-huh. So, yep, there's the full proof that he definitely did it. So it was you all along. That was one of the early mysteries, is who did it? Someone at the school. Thought it might have been Shinji. It did seem kinda... It was interesting, because when Shiro was looking for what might have caused it, Shinji came up to him like, oh, it seems like you've noticed or whatever, as if Shinji knew about it too. So it did seem sketchy. Shinji, who seems rather cowardly, was still willing to go to school all willy-nilly despite his cowardly demeanor. So it does certainly make sense that he's the one who did it, because if it was someone else and he knew about it, because it seemed like he knew about it, yeah, you'd think he would have, run for the hills, but... I'd have trouble getting the right timing. You'd have run away if I did it too early. Actually, he wouldn't have. He's kind of the hero-y type. And we'd have met up if I did it too late. Met up? Why? Where were you staying? Were you in class? And so you did trigger it just to say, okay. So you were able to trigger it on command. Interesting. So I guess even though it did have a time to be set off at a certain point, you were able to trigger it early. Because of your book? Shinji, the guy with no magic, would notice the blood fort is... Okay, your words... Okay, wise. I don't know if your words are fancy on purpose or your bad spelling, but... Is quite sus? Oh, suspect. Yeah. You'd have run away if I did it early, and we'd have met up if I didn't do it. I'm sorry, I'm bad at internet lingo. Sus means suspect. I understand, I'm sorry.
僕としちゃエミヤが顔面蒼白になるのを見たかったわけだし
Ah, I
単
see.
純にことを起こすのだけは避けたかったんだ
So you waited till I got close enough that you could activate it and then come out and see my paleness. That's, that seems very much like the cowardly, cocky thing to do. As for me, I wanted to see you go pale, so I didn't want to make this too simple. Ooh, excuse me.
そうか。話があるっていうのは嘘か。
I see. So you were lying about having something to talk about. I don't think it was a lie. He did have something to talk about. He wanted to gloat about how he killed you in front of you. He wanted to gloat about how he tricked you into coming here. Because, you know, you're stupid. And he wants to be better than you. And he wants to prove that he's better than you to himself. And possibly to Rin. Because he thinks that, no, there's no way Rin likes Shiro better than me. But also, there's no way my sister likes Shiro better than me. It's a double whammy. And so he just wants to prove he's better than you, even though it's kind of pointless. Like, honestly, Shinji, you're clearly way smarter than Shiro. You're trying to prove something that doesn't need to be proved. Shiro's a dumb.
話話はこれからさ。
There it is.
僕とお前、どちらが優れているか、遠坂に思い知らせないといけないし、エミヤには嘘の謝罪をしないといけないからね。
Talk? That talk starts now. Shinji's a bad guy? I'm not so sure. I don't know, guys. I mean, I was on the fence, but I think now I'm starting to really believe he might actually be fighting for good. His servant's chaotic good, didn't you know? Talk. That starts now. It's just an illusion by an enemy master. Of course, its caster is causing this, of course. Just getting us to think that Shinji is a problem so that we'll start fighting our best friend in the whole world. That starts now. I have to show Tosaka which one of us is superior. And I also have to apologize for lying to you. Apologize? Apologize while gloating, of course. So where's Rin in all this, I wonder? Maybe going after Rin would have saved us and not killed us. I'm not sure what Rin is doing. I don't think she's involved in this. I think Shinji's probably going to try to go after her later. Because he knew that this probably wouldn't have worked on Rin. And it would have just blown his cover. Because he wants to gloat in front of Shiro, and if Rin was here, she'd probably take him out. Although, I'm not sure, because he wants to prove he's better. But maybe he can just tell that to, you know, Rin will find out afterwards that this happened, and Shinji can gloat about it in that sense. So, still though, what would Rin be doing? There's probably something else going on that we don't know about. Like, maybe Lancer or Shinji lured her away somewhere else. It could be that Shinji lured her away somewhere else. Or it could be a coincidence that, like, Lancer or Caster or something got in a fight with her elsewhere. Anyways, though, I also have to apologize for lying to you. Or Iliasville challenged her. Like, Iliasville found out that Rin was living with Shiro, and in this pathway, Iliasville kind of likes Shiro, so maybe she challenged Rin to, like, a one-on-one fight or something. Maybe. Rin may be investigating the temple. Possibly. There's a few things, but I think if it was just a simple investigation, it wouldn't be taking this long. I think it's more likely that there's some big hoedown going on and we're not getting to see it right now. But maybe we'll get to see it later in a flashback. I also have to apologize for lying to you.
ほら、エミヤには黙ってたけど、学校に結界を敷いたのは僕なんだ。
See, I didn't tell you, but I'm the one that set up the boundary field at school. I mean, yeah, I think I already figured that out. I guess Shiro didn't, because he's, you know, he's very much, if you don't tell him exactly what's going on, he won't know, but, you know. Shinji laughs cheerfully. You say in your inner monologue? Dash. That makes me realize from the bottom of my heart.
あれ？思ったより驚かないな。なんだ。この結界は僕じゃないって言ったのに、エミヤは信じてくれなかったんだ。いいねいいね。お前でも人を信じないなんてことがあったわけだ。
You're not as surprised as I thought you'd be. What? I told you the boundary field wasn't mine, but I guess you didn't believe me. That's great. That means for once even you didn't believe someone. Interesting. Is it true, though? Is Shinji reading too much into Shiro's thoughts, or is that true? That makes me realize from the bottom of my heart. Maybe it is true. Maybe Shiro did think that there was a possibility it was Shinji. He didn't want to believe it, though, because of his anger management problems. Because it's possibly his anger, you know, part of his anger management probably came from Shinji in the first place, and he wanted to keep it restrained. He didn't want to let it loose. But maybe now it's all going to come furtling forward, and he's going to beat Shinji to death. Do it. I'd watch it. That means for once even you didn't believe someone. His laugh drills into my skull. Dash, 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 dash. I'll make this clear, but I'm surprised enough. I was only prepared for the discovery that the master who constructed the boundary field was either Shinji or this other master. I mean, sure. And who is this other master? Are we saying there is no other master at school? Because that's right. Shinji said, like, he knew who it was, but he was going to wait for, you know, our cooperation, which never happened. I mean, it's still possible there's another master at school, possibly whoever Lancer's master is. I'm thinking Kozuki, but if that's the case, I think he's in hiding, because he probably saw this coming. That's all. This is the result of the optimistic view. Back then, as soon as I figured out Shinji was a master, I should have settled this matter. Exactly! You should have taken Saber to his house and killed him where he stood! Exactly! The fact that we were Saber was so, I do think that's kind of annoying. Saber was so gung-ho about going to fight the temple person, but didn't even blink an eye at the idea of going to, you know, kill Shinji. You know what, because he's Shiro's good friend? Shiro lied, because, you know, I mean, even if he didn't realize it, I mean, he did, on some level, but... This is my mistake. Yes, it is, Shiro. I wasn't gonna make it. I wanted to fucking kill Shinji. I've been saying this.
Shinji! なんでこんなものを仕掛けた? 戦う気がないって言ったのも嘘だったのか?
Shinji, why did you set up something like this? Were you lying when you said you had no intention of fighting? The answer to that question is duh.
いや、それは本当なんじゃない？僕だってこんなものを発動させる気はなかったんだ。これはあくまで
No, it's true, isn't it? I didn't intend to activate it either. This was only for negotiation. Or maybe when he said he doesn't have an intention of fighting, it's true, but he wants to set up other people to fight. Like, and he doesn't want to actually fight himself. He doesn't want to get his own hands dirty. Even this boundary field isn't really fighting, at least not directly. He wants to do everything indirectly, the cowardly approach. This was only for negotiation. Oh, do you want to negotiate something with me now? Or were you going to negotiate with Rin, maybe? Was that what you were talking with her about, possibly? The idea that you set this up and told Rin that if you didn't work with... If that was the case, though, then she wouldn't be, you know, doing anything else. She would be focused solely on this, I'd think. I guess, to be fair, if Shinji told her that and had some real blackmail, then maybe Rin would have been willing to stay out of the way, but I think she's too noble for that. She probably would have went down in a blaze of glory. So, I don't know. Or took Shinji down first, but neither happened, so that seems unlikely, I think.
爆弾を仕掛けておけば、遠坂だっておいそれと僕を襲わなくなるし、万が一の切り札にもなるからね。
If I set a bomb, Tosaka won't attack me so readily, and it can be my trump card in case something happens. Okay. Oh, so what are you... Okay. Then maybe what you're saying is that Tosaka actually was gonna go kill you, maybe? Okay, this changes my perception on a couple things. So maybe Tosaka did actually, you know, when Shiro told her about Shinji, she's just like, okay, I'm gonna go kill his ass. But then Shinji had said like, oh, if you kill me, it automatically triggers the bomb that, you know, kills everybody, so you can't kill me. That's a possibility, I suppose. And so that's why Rin might have been willing to leave Shinji alive for the time being, but didn't want to tell Shiro about it because she didn't know how she wanted to handle it. Possibly. And then when Shiro said, maybe it means Shinji actually likes you, Shiro saying that was maybe the reason Rin felt so, you know, felt so good about that was the idea that someone, you know, someone like that. I think it was more Shiro saying it than it was the idea of it actually being true that then got through to Rin, if that's actually what happened between Rin and Shinji. But...
そうか。だが、結界の発動にはまだ数日必要だと遠坂は言ってた。それはあいつの読み違いか。
I see. But Tosaka said the boundary field needed a few more days' preparation. Was their estimate wrong?
遠坂らしい意見だ。けどさ、結界は完成していないだけで、形はとっくにできているんだぜ。
Once again,
単純に発動させる分には支障はないんだ。
Let me talk, man. Once again, Rin underestimating the other masters. It's true, like, she's so far underestimated basically everyone at every turn, with the exception of Shiro, who she overestimated a little bit. But yeah. I knew she'd think like that. The boundary field is not complete, but its shape is already there, you know. There's no problem just activating it. So what you're saying is that there's the potential for it to be more powerful, but you can still activate it without it reaching its full power. Okay, that's fair. I feel like Rin would know that, but maybe she wouldn't even assume that they'd bother to activate it before it reached its full power. Maybe she just thought that she's a perfectionist, so she would have never activated it prematurely. That's a very fair argument. Shiro's strength is people overestimating him. I mean, that's not really a strength when he's, you know, because he has to be super shit for that overestimation to show up. It's true that he's probably gotten through some parts just because people thought he'd be good enough to have a plan if they went after him or something, and he never had a plan, but that's still not a good quality.
ま、おかげで効果は薄いけどね。この分じゃ一人殺すのに、あと数分はかかるんじゃないかな。
Okay, so that is correct. So it would have killed them instantly if the full effect took place. And Rin, being a perfectionist, probably didn't even consider it would get activated early. Even though you should definitely be considering that kind of thing because it's, you know, it's a big deal. It's, you know, come on, think about the mage fights. Think about the mind, you know. The effect is lower because of that. It should take at least a few more minutes to kill anyone. Okay, that means we have a chance to be a bit of a hero. But it also means we have a chance to be a bit of a punching Shinji in the face till he dies. But do we do that or save people? That's the dilemma. You see, the master part kind of would want to probably just kill Shinji and get it dealt with. You know, take revenge in advance, but by doing that, you miss out on the chance to actually save people. This seems like the kind of plot that, like, a more crazy-ish villain would usher in the love of, do you go after me or do you save people? And would usher in it, and they would see them save people, and they'd get away while they were saving people and be like, oh, you fool! But I think Shinji is too cowardly for that, so I think he's expecting Shiro's going to be powered down by this enough. Would Shiro be able to beat Shinji in a fist fight? I guarantee I'd be very surprised. It would be a twist for me if Shiro... I'm sure Shiro is physically strong enough to beat the shit out of Shinji. It's just the question is, would Shinji have any magic knowledge to back him up? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Shinji's more physically fit than I'm giving him credit for. But I'd like to think that Shiro could at least... He's at least, you know, dumb muscle with the muscle part. The effect is lower because of that. It should take at least a few more minutes to kill anyone.
Tomero.
Tomero. Stop. Tomero. This is Shiro under the boundary field as well. I mean, I suppose, but I want to look that up. What's Tomero mean? Because Yamero would be stop or something. Excuse me while I look up some Japanese real quick. Tomero would probably be Tomeru. Oh, no, Tomero just means to stop, to turn off. To prevent. But that's the same as Yamero. What's the difference? Interesting. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is. But, and yes, it is Tomeru, so Tomero is the imperial form. I kind of knew that, but... Anyways, stop! I mean, I say that, you know, it's the same thing, but then you have stop and halt. There are English words that also mean the same thing, but it's more confusing when you're learning a new language, because I want to know what the nuanced difference is, but there really isn't always a nuanced difference. The nausea has already gone away. I say so, staring directly at Shinji.
止めろ？何をだい？まさかこの結界を止めろだなんて言ってるんじゃないだろうな。一度起こしたものを止めるなんて。
Stop?
そんなもったいないことできないな。
Stop what? Don't tell me you're telling me to just stop this boundary field. That'll be such a waste. I can't just stop something I've already started. Stopping halfway is so defeatist. I go through with all of my efforts. I'm not a quitter like you, Shiro.
止めろ。お前、自分が何をしているか分かってるのか？
Stop. Do you know what you're doing? Does he even have a way to stop it? Did he put in a stop button?
イラつくな。お前、何僕に命令してるわけ？
You're annoying me. Are you ordering me around? You could take it as an order, or you could take it as blackmail. Stop, or I'll kill you. Then again, Ryder's around and Ryder's probably around and Saber isn't, so, like, you know, I wouldn't even fucking win even if I tried, most likely, but... Well, I don't know, because Ryder's chaotic good, right? This is not fucking good. This is a bunch of innocent people not involved in the fight. This is the definition of the kind of thing a good person would not like, chaotic or otherwise. So, you know, can we do a partner swap? Hey Ryder, can I get 2 partners? You can just leave him and come with me. Or you could turn the other way while I kill him, if you don't mind. Depends on how badly she wants her wish. You're annoying me. Are you ordering me around?
だいたいさ、これは僕の力じゃないか。止めるかどうかを決められるのは僕だけだし、止めて欲しかったら土下座くらいするのが筋ってもんじゃないの？
You're annoying me.
まったく。
Are you ordering me around? This is
藤村と
my
いい、お前
power.
といい。自分の立場が分かってないな。
The only one who can decide whether or not to stop is me. And if you want it stopped, isn't it logical to at least kneel and beg to me? Yep, that's exactly the kind of thing he would say. Geez, you and Fujimura, you guys don't know your positions. What did you do to Fujimura? What the fuck did you do? Kneel and beg. She's definitely the kind of person that would act up if she saw something like this happening. Oh no. No, she noticed this was happening. She's kind of strong. She was probably able to resist it a little bit. And you did something, you fucker. Oh no. But I like the tiger. Don't you do that to the tiger. No. Unless Shinji already got Ryder fucked with a command spell. I mean, that would be a really powerful command spell. That's implying that Shinji is super stupidly strong. Like setting up this whole boundary field and getting Ryder under control, that's not something someone with no magic power and just knowledge would be able to do. Unless he's been lying about this whole thing, which maybe he has, but I mean, I assume there's more to it if he has been lying. What about Fujine?
ねえ？ああ、藤村ね。この結界ができてからさ、あいつ結構動けたんだよ。
What did you do?
他の連中がバタバタ倒れてるっていうのに。
Oh,
一人でヨロ
Fujimura?
ヨロしてるんだぜ。
She could move pretty well around after I activated this boundary field. Everyone else was falling to the ground, but she was still wobbling, you know. What did you do to Fujimura?
でさ、倒れずにいた僕のところまでやってきて、救急車を呼んでとか言ってきたんだ。すごいよね。
She came to
教
me,
育者の鏡ってやつ？
still upright, and told me to call for an ambulance. It's amazing. Wouldn't you say she's a model teacher? I don't know if I'd call her a model teacher. She is good at looking out for those younger her when it really counts, but to what degree? I don't... Rape? Why is Fool bringing up rape as an option? I don't think Shinji's interested in Fujimura like that. I don't think she's his type. Murder is what I'm more scared of, yes. I mean, I do know, you know, Shinji definitely seems like the rapey type, but I don't think he'd do that with Fujimura. I'd be very surprised.
けど、そんなもの呼ぶわけにはいかないし、呼ぶ気もないじゃない？藤村のやつ、それでもしがみついてくるもんだからうざくなってさ。
But I shouldn't call for something like that. I mean, not when you want it to happen after all. And I don't even want to. That Fujimura kept clinging to me and it got annoying. So I kicked her and she ended up not moving at all. You just kicked her? Oh, you didn't kill her? She's not dead? Okay, so we can still save her? Okay, I thought this was going darker than it's gotten. In that state, I think she'll die first. Okay, if we can save one person. Here's the dilemma, though. We should, maybe we just save Fujimura, but, if we save Fujimura, she's the teacher. It's wrong, quote-unquote, to save the older person. It's correct, quote-unquote, to save one of the younger people. And I can't argue with that, but, Fujimura's not that much older. Anyways, though, I think I'm gonna have to stop it here. This is kind of cliffhangy. This is cliffhangy-wangy, but, So, yes, Shinji is a bad. Confirmed. She's young enough, but she's still... It just seems out of nowhere. It's an out-of-nowhere thought. I don't know. Maybe for Wise it made sense. I don't know. But for me, even me, as pervious I am under these circumstances, I wouldn't really think that way. So yes, Shinji a bad, confirmed. And we will continue this tomorrow, where we'll be going a bit longer with the fading. And oh boy, imagine Taiga surviving. and all her students dying. Exactly. That's why saving Taiga is kind of like, it's the wrong thing to do. Exactly. I know. How would she feel? But, like, she can only feel that way. She only gets the chance to feel that way if we save her. If we can only save one person, do we save some random student we don't know, or do we save Taiga? I mean, granted, if we're going to save a student and Ayako is an option, I'd save Ayako. I'm just saying, you know, if I had to throw that out there. But anyways, I'll see you guys all around. Still don't have an outro phrase. And until then, blah, 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 blah. Next time, we punch Shinji in the snaz, so long as it doesn't take too much time or too much effort. We'll find out, though. Things are getting kind of, you know, hectic. Things are getting... Maybe this is when things really spice up. You can't just, you know, lounge around the background not fighting your kid friends anymore when they're fighting you. You said you wouldn't fight someone, but you'd fight if you had to fight back. I think this qualifies for fighting back, Shiro. See you guys next time. Stop recording.